is going on, fellas, and welcome back to Hertha Hero with Hertha Berlin on Football Manager 2020 with me, Foggy Plays. Today, we're looking at this is part 2 of the 2-part season review, because we had the Champions League final in the middle. If you didn't see what happened to that, maybe I'll remember to pop a card over there in the corner. If I remember. Probably won't, but if I remember, I'll put it there to see how we got on in the Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, nothing on the screen spoils it, which is good. So yeah, if you haven't, I'll wait. Just pause here, go watch the Champions League final, and when you come back, then we'll go through the awards. So this is how our overall best 11 looks. It still has the 4-2-4, which was, to be fair, the formation we used for 7 years or so. Bingham, I think he's always going to be the goalkeeper. He was exceptional. I miss Bingham, but he wanted to leave. So who am I to tell him he's not allowed to leave? Alec is the starting right back, and Alexander Mitchell left back. De Ligt and Garvidal had a good portion of time together. Arne Meyer and Lvly as central midfield. Fair enough. Carlos Mina. Oh, how we miss Carlos Mina. Del Rosen as our left winger. We have struggled to find a replacement for him since he left. Caio Jorge and Esposito as the strike force. They were probably the two best strikers we've had to date. On the substitute bench, Mike Mannion, who absolutely despises me as a human being, Tornariga, Eduardo Luiz, Catrone, Piatek, Horvath, who is after being brought in this year as in the overall team, and Gracier sitting on the bench. So Bingham played 171 games. Garvidal 339 appearances for Hertha Berlin, with an average of 7.2 over that time. That is mental. Alexander Mitchell has an average of 7.45. Arne Meyer is now the record appearance holder. Most appearances. 353. Lvly, not too far behind actually, 327. And he scored 50 goals. Carlos Mina only managed 129 games, but, it's not bad. Del Rosen, 119. The lowest of anyone in the starting 11. Esposito, 137 goals in 206 games. Not too shabby. Caio Jorge, 249 appearances, 144 goals. That's pretty good. The two strikers, both after leaving this summer, boshing them in for fun. Mike Mannion played 92 times, Turnrig 115, Eduardo Luiz 69 appearances. Nice. Catrone 137 with 83. Our strike force in years gone by has been exceptional. Piatek 158, don't really care. And Gracier 123 appearances, 30 goals, 6.93. The worst player of the non-goalkeepers. Outfield players is what I think they call them. Only getting a 6.93. I don't think it'll be long before Gracier gets removed from the overall best 18. I don't know if it says overall best 11, but then they have a substitute bench as well. Doesn't really make sense. Best 11, where are they now? So we know that a whole bunch of the players are still with us. Mina's off at Liverpool, Bingham and Catrone are at Barcelona. Esposito is off at PSG, Caio Jorge, Man United. Luca Netz. Is Luca Netz in the best 11? No. But he recently joined Borussia Dortmund for, I think it was 41 million. If it'll ever load. He left Bayer Leverkusen. I think it was for 40 million. I'll probably cut this part out. Oh, it's broken. 41.5 million. And he was pretty good, to be fair. We only got 31 million from him. I feel like we should bring Lucas back at some point. Gavrielal's off playing for Bayern Munich. Magnan is still at Valencia. Del Rosen is playing for Roma. Torunariga is playing for Bayer. Piatek is playing for Sassuolo. And Gracier, as we already know, is playing for Hamburg. Eduardo Luiz, probably the worst actual player in our overall best 18. Now he's on loan at Deportivo La Coruña. Will be coming back. Probably going to get sold. Undoubtedly, player of the season, Alexander Mitchell. I think him or the Rivaldo Fonseca deserve it. Herrera definitely had a decent shout for being the player of the season. But interestingly, only Mitchell makes it onto the player of the season. Szoboszlai and Arne Meyer get second and third, but Alexander Mitchell 62%. The fans love him. Goal of the season went to Jan Horvath against Augsburg. I'll show you that in just a second. Signing of the season, Pinzwati. He was the best signing. Alexander Mitchell wins Young Player of the Season for the final time at the tender age of 24. Let's have a look at Jan Horvath's goal against Augsburg, who you might remember, relegated. And we were playing 4-2-4. Rascioli and Thales Magno. Interesting. Herrera started as a complete forward. If Walker started, then yeah, he played as a complete forward. Horvath ran from inside his own half, the whole pitch, and then on his weak foot, boshed it in the top corner. Get in. Team of the season, Muzaffar gets the starting berth as goalkeeper, to be fair. The next goalkeeper played 4 games. Horvath and Mitchell as our fullbacks, Delict and Higor. Makes sense. That's pretty much like the standard back four. Higor or Soraka, maybe. That was pretty much... It was Higor or Soraka all season. Arne Meyer goes in as the DM, ahead of Kasha. Szoboszlai and Robson Luiz as our central midfield. Fonseca, Pinzwati and Herrera as the front three. Top goal scorer, Fonseca, 21 goals. Like I said, had a monster start to the season. Tailed off an awful lot towards the end. Alexander Mitchell had an average rating of 7.66. That is insane. 14 assists. Best pass completion, James Soraka, 90%. Most man of the match awards went to Mitchell, 9. Also had the most yellow cards with 14. And most red cards, Robson Luiz and Herr Vensink, 1 each. Season review, we won the Champions League, won the Bundesliga, lost in semi-finals to the eventual winners, Leipzig. Match of the season, 4-1 win against Hoffenheim. Moment to forget, a 2-0 defeat to Mainz. Yeah, that wasn't great. And we lost the Pokal the next game, which was not what we wanted. Average attendance, 69,796, which was 93% full. We used 31 players, which was the second highest in the league. It was a memorable season for Hertha Berlin as they tasted success in the Bundesliga and the UEFA Champions League. Hertha Berlin had been expected to make much of the Bundesliga title running and lived up to their pre-season billing by finishing top of the pile. It was a memorable year for the Alte Dame, who got off to a tremendous start in October that provided them with a platform to top the table and go on to win the competition, the German Football Express, which you can actually click on. Did not know. I attempted to click on that. The Bundesliga team of 2020, where are they now? Is there anyone in here that's of interest that anyone cares about? Julian Alvarez is playing for River Plate. Serginho Dest is at Bournemouth. Stark is playing for Shakhtar Donetsk. Luka Biako is playing for Nice. Drongelen is playing for PSV. Gabigol is playing for Hertha, or for Brighton and Hove Albion. Duda is playing for Herver. It's not for Herver. What's their real name? Oh, I can't remember their real name. He's just left Huddersfield as well to go play in Hungary. It'll come to me. Pietro Pellegrini is playing for Getafe. Lucas Tutar is playing for Fulham. And Arias is still playing for Shanghai Shenhua. He's been there for a long time. They really got their 20 million worth. club vision and expectations, strive to make progress on and off the pitch, work within the wage budget, which we always do, increase commercial revenue. We might look to sign a high-profile player that wants to challenge for the Bundesliga and reach the semi-final of the Champions League. Actually, pretty decent expectations, because normally it's like, fight bravely against relegation. It's like, no, we are one of the best teams in the world. We will do more than fight bravely against relegation. Dressing room atmosphere is almost perfect. Managerial support is quite high as well. Who was the most injured player this season? Novak, 33%. He missed a third of the season. Most injured player? Ilya Bornos, David Munoz, Anthony Carroll, Alleg, and Marcinic with 6 each. Longest spell out was Novak with a damaged spine for 3 months. The lads come back on my birthday. Just going over how fantastic we were in the Champions League final. Our players named in the Dream Team. We had the goalkeeper, De Ligt and Alexander Michael as well. Walker, Robson Louise and Szoboszlai make it in. Interesting. So, no place for Pinzuati or Fonseca or Baramo. No place for Harada. Champions League award winners. Best goalkeeper, Zorlu, obviously. Best defender, Alexander Mitchell and De Ligt. Tomori got third. Still playing for Chelsea. He's been pretty decent overall. Midfielder, Facundo Pellistri, AC Milan. Very good. Szoboszlai and Yuri Tillemans, who's Man United now. Man United. 200 appearances for Man United. And forward of the season, Catrone, Ryan Walker got second. And Kylian Mbappe, who hasn't been as good for France as I was hoping it would be. Playing for Real Madrid now. We'll congratulate Musafir on getting a best goalkeeper. And so, players that are coming in, as I said in the last episode, nobody's going to make like instant into the first team. Franklin might have a thing or two to say about that. Robin Guy, potentially. Gagne could do. I don't think anyone else is going to be an instant like, it's just making straight into the first team. Other than that, is there any players currently in the first team that I would consider getting rid of? De Ligt, I think he's probably gotten to the end of his time at the club. Higor, potentially. Rasholi, potentially. Horvath, potentially. I think Horvath's probably the one that I'm looking at going, he could probably move on. Him or Alec. If a big enough offer comes in for either one of them goes. Arne Meyer will not be going anywhere. He is a staple at this club. Might look to move Novak on. Even if we make just a tiny profit on him, I'll be happy. Mark Wright could be looking at leaving because he's not really impressed. Alpha Jr. on loan or transfer, one or the other. I think he has to go. He's had so many opportunities, not really done enough to justify his position in the team anymore. Hervensink definitely has to go. He's hung around too long, not really done enough, if I'm honest. I should have sold him when I was given the chance, when Bayern and the Borussia Dortmund were offering 15 million from when he was 16. I didn't. Decided to keep a hold of him. Kind of regret that now. Summit Carr, we might look to loan him out because that would probably be best for his career. But yeah, who do we have then in our under 19s? So I think Doucouré could possibly maybe go out on loan again this year, or we just sell him, just cash in on him. Pedestru we're trying to get rid of. Jasile, I think we'll see how he gets on. I might sell him to St. Pauli because he's been really, really good for them. A whole bunch of trash in the under 19s. Sum Young Ho. I kind of like him just because they nicknamed him Sum Young Ho, but I don't know. Maybe we get rid of him. Qatari, I think he comes in as like a Delict replacement. Bring him into the first team. He's already there as a player. Batala and Ahmed definitely come into the first team. Salkic is getting released because he's not very good. Santoro is going to come in as one of our backup left backs. Sebastian Ramirez, forgot he was a player, could potentially come in and play a part of the team. David Munoz could come in and be like third choice right winger. I really want to give Langer a chance, and Sagarel and Fabian Arp. I could be persuaded to sell Fabian Arp and Sagarel and Langer. Langer is now 25. I thought he was younger. Ibrahim Abari, potentially look to get rid of him. Vinicius Jr. is already leaving to join Juventus. Thales Magno, if given the offer, definitely going. Eduardo Luiz, definitely looking to sell him. Garza is definitely coming into the first team. And Stanchu, who has been in exceptional form for St. Pauli this year. Do we look to loan him to St. Pauli again? Or do we just say, out you go? That is it's a very, very, very important question. Only started 5 games this year. Still scored 8 goals though. I'm surprised he hasn't played for the Romanian first team yet. Because this guy is actually pretty decent. We did spend 2.8 million on him. So, he'd want to be some way good. Still valued at 3.4 million. What's Pedrescu? Pedrescu's valued at 2.7. Made 3.5. Oh, it could potentially cost 10 million. Oh, he was really good when we signed him. And then he just kind of stagnated. And he's not even played that many games for Girona. Just kind of screams that he's not good enough, really, isn't it? So, what do we need? That's another question. What do we need? I think we could do it like potentially a halfback as an option. If Alec or Horvath go, a young backup right back could bring back Kuskundera. He is listed by Borussia Dortmund. We're fine for centre back. Centre midfield is fine. Right wing, fine. Left wing, we maybe could do like a young up and comer, because I know Novak is youngish, but he's not that good. Striker wise, I think we're fine. So, I suppose we do actually have Garcia to play at right wing. I have an awful lot to think about. Depends what offers we get in the summer. And if anybody actually wants to leave. So, leave a comment down below. What do you think we need to do in the summer transfer window? Is there anything we need to do in the summer transfer window? We don't really, but we have 500 we just round up 550 million. We could definitely do it spending some of it. Maybe I bring in Mbappe. Maybe I just say fuck it and bring in Mbappe. Would that be a bad idea? Probably. But we have an awful lot of money spare. 2 million in wage budget, 550 million transfer budget. We could pretty much afford anybody we want. So, interesting. All of that being said, I'm going to go off and play England in the not too distant future, and then play Italy or Portugal in either the final or the third place playoff. So we'll see how that goes. And then we have a friendly against Brazil. If you're curious what my French team looks like, this is it. So Bajic, Soraka, Cherki, Mbappe, Herrera, Julian Martinez sitting on the bench. Because why not? And a striker who is terrible, because we kind of ran out of options for striker. So he's 7 finishing, and he's an advanced forward. He's not great. So, yeah, like I said, leave a comment down below. What do we need to do in the transfer window, if anything? And if you think we need to sign, say, like a new goalkeeper, which we obviously don't because Muzaffar is amazing. Who do you think we bring in instead of him? Or who do you think we bring in over him? Or who do we bring in as second choice? I'm pretty happy with Soraka. Or Sorakawa. I think he's good. Maybe I'm wrong. But if you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share with all of your friends. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!